In half a mile, turn left. In 1,000 feet, turn left. Turn left onto Rakes Lane. In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto B2126 Horsham Road.
The scherzo from Polanco Sonata.
Patchy's question in some ways, is that the most chilling place you've got? I think it's certainly the most dignity that I've open through social media to whatever is in the world. And when you arrive at your ticket often people within North Korea have what they call intranet. They're really allowed to read and learn about what the movement is about. In fact, the most insidious part of this is that they are told they are the luckiest people on earth. People in North Korea are dying of starvation as we speak, and yet they are brainwashed into believing that they are the luckiest on earth.
Because you've come up against so much human suffering in the course of your career, does it make your current personal situation any easier to cope with, or does it just work that way?
No, I think it does. I think it helps me put things into perspective. It could be worse. I could be a woman trying to smuggle her small children onto a leaking dinghy leaving the Libyan coast on my way to Italy. And being in a situation...
In 1,000 feet,
children or loved ones.
turn left.
I could be being tortured or raped by ISIS forces. The fact that I know so much about what's going on in the world makes me think things like I and comfortable with
Sure, I mean,
Turn left onto B2126 Horsham Road.
you can still be aware of the real suffering.
I'm very aware of attention fatigue, and I think I'd give up being a journalist if I ceased to feel other people's pain. Sorry, that feels like a competition.
In 1.1 miles,
It became hard.
keep right onto Homebury Hill Road.
Well, Sue, it's lovely to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. We really, really appreciate it. That's Sue. And if you want to comment on that, of course you can do. But now, the percentage of women in Parliament did actually go up at the last election to slightly less than whopping 29%, but still it's progress. But it's not such a relatively rosy picture further down the political food chain. There's been almost no change in the proportion of female councillors over the last 10 years or so. 32% of English councillors are women. It's 27% in Wales, 24% in Scotland, and Scotland did actually record a recent 2% increase. So why is this? Well, Karen Bottom is a lecturer in politics and public management at Birmingham University. We'll talk to her in a moment. First two councillors, Lisa Brett, who is a Lib Dem on Bath and North East Somerset Council, and Laura Pidcock, who is a councillor for Cramlington Eastfield on Northumberland County Council, and she is a Labour councillor. Laura, first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You have got sort of local politics in the blood, haven't you?
I have, I suppose. I grew grew up in a household that was really politically active at a local level, and my father and my mother were both councillors, and my father is still a councillor.
So they didn't put you off? They must have been, did they moan about it, or were you actually caught up in their enthusiasm?
I suppose caught up in the enthusiasm when they share tales of what can be achieved, but also really intrigued by the frustration, because local government is quite a frustrating place. There is only so much within a local authority's gift that you can actually do.
Well, I was going to ask you, so you want to do so much, but in fact you can't because it's not your remit.
Yeah, so you obviously have loads of ambitions, don't you, when you set up
In 1,000 feet,
think I want to change
keep right.
for the community that I represent. But then there are limitations, because local authorities are really confined by what budgets are passed out by national governments, and I'm sure you know about the level of cuts at the moment, and so it becomes increasingly difficult to make change. It's also increasingly difficult if you don't hold quite a senior position within the council. And
Keep right onto Hombury Hill Road.
So to Lisa, a Lib Dem, what about the same question to you really? I mean, are you annoyed by people who think you're responsible for things you're not responsible for? Do you get dubbed
In 1.1 miles,
by the public?
keep left onto Mullard Space Science Lab.
Well, I certainly get a wide variety of questions, some of which I can answer straight away, a lot of which I have to go back and research, which is fascinating. It's fantastic.
Turn right.
All sorts of things I would never have occurred to me to learn about. So.
Right, and you don't ever regret this for a moment?
In 1 mile,
Into local politics.
keep left onto Mullard Space Science Lab.
A local issue. I was fed up of walking down a street that was very close to me, that was run down, it was filthy dirty, there were empty shops and derelict buildings, and I decided I actually wanted to do something about it, and I was encouraged to do so. I was actually encouraged to campaign by my local council. They'd employed a team of community animators, and after starting campaigning, I was asked if I'd actually want to stand as a councillor. I did, and my area is now regenerated.
So Karen, is this traditionally how women enter local politics? Because they see something or they find out about something and they want to change it?
Yes, that's a good point. The research tends to suggest that women respond better to local politics and are more likely to enter if they're actually engaged in a debate beforehand, if they've actually been approached, if they actually have an issue that they want to address. They're less likely to go into politics for going into politics per se.
Right, I mean, I put it to you, Karen, that the traditional image of a local councillor is a windbag and a male in back of that.
Yes, unfortunately, we see in the media the term male, pale, stale kind of abounds everywhere. And in some respects, that's true. The average age of councillors is 60. They tend to be men, and they tend to be white. And unfortunately, it seems like the average age is going up and not going down.
Not
yes,
going down.
Only marginally, but it's going in the wrong direction.
Okay, I mean, are these people paid, Karen?
Yes, they are, but it differs vastly depending on the responsibilities of the council and the size of the council.
I see.
And the responsibilities within council, for example, whether somebody is in cabinet or they're a backbencher, so to speak.
Right, okay. I mean, I as a local radio reporter, Lisa and Laura, I did attend a number of local council meetings. I've got very fond memories, I hope he's listening actually, of the press officer at the old Hereford and Worcester County Council. Hello Alec, if you are listening. He and I used to spend a lot of time looking at the Racing Post during important meetings of the Highways Subcommittee. This sort of thing does go on, Lisa, and I do put it to you that some meetings are earth-shatteringly dull.
They're few and far between, and most of us don't want to be sat around in meetings for meetings' sake. So I think it depends on a good chair, really. I mean, I personally don't like talking when they've got nothing to say. I go to when people
Keep left onto Mullard Space Science Lab.
previous speaker.
Do they actually say that?
They do occasionally, and then they repeat exactly what the previous speaker has said. So that is ridiculous.
Laura, any thoughts on that?
I think some of them are really boring, and that's because it might be about the minutiae of a service, but I think more than that, some meetings are actually quite hostile for women, you know, so there might be an atmosphere of interruptions, of perhaps sabotage in the worst case, of where women are kind of hung out to dry. And I know that sounds quite dramatic.
That really happens. I can't believe that happens.
Yeah, it happens because I think that there is a vision of a way that a politician should be, and you know this. It happens at a national level.